Hey Maker, welcome to the Snapseed Photo Editing for Product Photography 6-part video series. This is video 6. This is a 6-part video series focusing on the new 2025 updated iOS version of Snapseed. So if you missed any of my previous videos, you can grab a link for the series playlist in the description below this video. And if this is your first time joining me, hey, I'm Christina Nicole, product photography coach for makers. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my Snapseed editing workflow to make editing your product photos much faster. So we're going to jump into the app here. I'm going to hit this plus button and we're going to add a photo. I'm going to go ahead and add this image here. And we're going to work on making edits to this photo. And I'm going to show you how to kind of streamline your workflow. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Faves tab. So if we jump into Tools, you can actually edit your favorites. My advice to you is to kind of emulate what I'm doing as far as the favorites. To me, there are 5 edits that every maker should be making to their product photos. The first one is to crop to the proper aspect ratio for the platform that you are using. The second is going to be the curves tool. That allows you to make more pro level type adjustments when it comes to your exposure. Third is going to be the white balance tool. And that is going to make sure that your product is true to color. And then we want to make sure if we have any lines in our image that we're straightening them or that the perspective of our product is really good. So that's going to fall into, there's a straightening tool inside the crop, and then we do have a perspective tool down here. And then the last and final thing that we want to make sure that we're doing is using the heal tool to make sure that we don't have any dust particles. We really want to clean up our photo. If you sell products that have a lot of color, you may also want to adjust the saturation to make those colors a little bit more vibrant, which will be part of your adjust tool here. Now you can go ahead and you can delete tools. You can drag and drop the tools. And then if you do delete one, you can go in and you can add another. These are the 4 tools that I'm probably going to work with most often and in this order. So that's how I want to have my faves set. So those automatically are going to pop up at the bottom for me. So the first thing we're going to do is crop this photo. So in the crop tool, we have the option of straightening the image. So for me, I'm using the grid and I just want to make sure everything, I'm checking out the product itself, everything is lined up. So we're going to leave that there. And then I am going to go ahead and just do a small crop here. I'm going to leave it set to the 4:3 aspect ratio, which we can click that there and see the aspect ratios we have available to us. So hit the check mark there. Next, I'm going to jump into the curves tool. And I want to create a little more contrast with this. I'm going to increase the exposure just a little bit. It really framed the product and got the exposure good in camera. So making very minor adjustments here. Bring those darks down a little bit to create a little bit more contrast. And then we're going to jump into the white balance tool. And I do want to make this a little warmer because this is supposed to kind of be the sunlight coming in and shining into our bathroom. And I want it to have a much warmer color temperature. So it's kind of dull there. And then we're going to warm it up, give it a little sun kiss. Hit that check mark there. Adjustment, we don't have a lot of colors, but I could go in and kind of look at the saturation and maybe increase that a little bit to get that creamier look in the background. I'm going to select the tools and I'm going to go to the perspective tool and just kind of, I think our perspective is pretty good here with this product. Might make a small adjustment there, but not too much. And then we're going to go to the heal tool. And I don't think we really have much. We could fix that little dot there on the label. Little dot there. There's really not much to clean up. Now in Snapseed, you could try to heal a little bit of this reflection if you wanted to. But honestly, I'm not going to mess with that. So we'll hit the check mark. Now if we hit our edit stacks in the top, these are all the edits we made to this particular image. So the next part I'm going to show you is where you kind of can streamline that workflow. So let's create a scenario where you sell facial oil and you have multiple scents or different styles, and your product is going to be easy to plug and play into this setup, which I have a great video on plug and playing products into one styled setup. If you want to grab the link for that in the description below. So we have our setup. We're going to plug and play products. We're going to keep our exposure pretty much the same. That's the important part. Your exposure for these adjustments to work, for these edits to work on another photo, your light and your exposure have to be pretty much the same. You can't have a huge difference or these edits aren't going to work. So we have two options. We have an option to save as a look down here. And then if we click the little three dots up here, we can also copy the edits and insert them into another photo. So this is where it kind of gets tricky. I'm going to tell you the best option is going to be to copy your edits. But if you're not editing in the same setting, like when you're sitting there, if you're not editing at the same time, you need to make sure that you save a copy of this so that you can open it back up to get that full edit stack. If you need help with saving, understanding the saving options, go back and check out video 5. So there is two differences in the way that we can create a preset or copy these edits. So if we go to save a look, we can save this, and let's just say, we're just going to save it as oil because it's for the skincare oil. And we're going to select OK. The downside to this, save as a look does not save selective type edits. So we're looking at like the expand option, the perspective tool, the crop tool, the healing tool. If you're using any of the brush tools, selective tools, it's not going to save those actual edits. So for this one specifically, the selective tool, perspective tool, crop tool, those are not going to be saved into the look. So I want to give you an example of how we're going to go about doing this. While I have this image open, I'm also going to copy these edits. So we're going to go back, and just for protection here, I'm going to do save a copy so that we have a copy with that edit stack in our photo album in case anything happens. We're going to go back out here, and I'm going to select this other image that has the oil. If we click up here, we notice that for some reason it has, I probably was playing with something, so I'm going to remove the edit. The edit stack did have a curves tool applied to it. I removed that. So this is our original image. There's no edits applied to it. Okay. If I go to the three little dots up here in the corner, I can insert the edits that I just copied. But keep in mind, those copied edits, they're only going to stay while you're in this workflow. You're not going to be able to go back, an hour or two later. That's why I suggested doing a save a copy so you can reopen and get that edit stack. But we're going to insert those edits. And if you notice, it inserted every single edit that I made. Let's click that back up and we're going to discard those changes. Remove that. So we're back to just the original image here. If I back out there and I go to looks and I grab the look that I created, oil, and I hit the check mark and I go to the edit stack, notice that we're missing some edits. So we're missing the heel, we're missing the crop, and we're missing the selective and the perspective. So we're missing 4 edits in that save as a look. So save as a look is convenient because the edits are, you're going to have like a copy of that preset within the app. However, it's not great because it doesn't transfer over all of your edits. Now, the edits that it chooses not to transfer are very selective. So when we were using the heel option, the thing we have to be careful with, let's go ahead and doesn't seem to be an option there. So let's back out. Discard changes. We're going to add that photo back in. Go to our edit stack. Again, I'm just going to delete that curves. And we're going to insert edits. So these were all of the edits that we made. You'll see it shift there. The downside to this is, let's just look at like the heel option. Maybe there wasn't, a dot there that needed to be healed. Maybe the perspective didn't need to be adjusted on this particular bottle. So the edits that show up that don't show up in the save as a look are more selective. So you do have to be careful with applying every edit to this. So my suggestion to you moving forward as a wrap up here is if you are swapping products in and out in the same setting, you have a pretty similar exposure to those images, go ahead and click these 3 dots. You're going to copy the edits and you're going to apply them to all the photos that you bring up within that workflow. If you cannot do that within one sitting, make sure you save a copy of this photo, which I'm going to show you here. We save a copy. And then if I back out, that'll also put it here in the app. So if I click it again, it's going to show us our edit stacks. So it saves it to the app so that we can then pull up that edit stack and copy it again later. But that's not what I wanted to do. Back out. If we go here and grab it from our photo album, the edit stack is also still there. Okay. So just 2 different options. They work a little bit different. So I wanted to explain both very thoroughly so you can choose the one that's best for you. I hope you learned a lot about this amazing photo editing app. Let me know in the comments what you found most useful from this 6-part video series. And if you have any additional questions, please drop them in the comments below. See you next time.